Alright, and I'm back, which is horrible production, I know, to just step out randomly and have nothing in here, but the guys who said that they were going to help commentate with me have so far not made an appearance. So I went out there and talked to the guys to see if they would come in and talk about their deck construction, but they decided rather than that they would rather play test a quick game. So we're going to watch them fire off with a quick game of Gatecrash Sealed here. I realize now that I hadn't put up the titles at any point. So if they get done, they'll come in here and talk about their game, about their decks, about the specific cards that they think are going to be relevant, and their choice or their thought process in doing that. And I will do my best to figure out what's going on in this regard. Let me take out my gotta take out the life total counter. Alright, so here we go. We've got Jordan Petio playing Demir Mill off the back of 5 copies of Paranoid Delusions and a Mind Grind to go along with the Consuming Aberration promo card that every Demir guild pack contains. And Yin Sang, who is delicately caressing a pouring, is playing Boros aggro. He opened Boros, he built Boros, and the keys to and the key cards in his deck are 4 copies of Bomber Core, of Firemane Avenger, and 3 copies of Sky Knight Legionnaire. So should be interesting. Question in the chat: why didn't they play rock paper scissors? Of course, rock paper scissors is the way we start all of our feature matches, with the unglued cards. Unfortunately, I forgot to take them out there beforehand, so we'll have to do that next time. So this is the power of the Boros deck. We see the 1-drop. I don't know what that guy is called, but he is a 1-drop goblin. When another red creature enters the battlefield under Yin's control, he gets a +1/+0. This is how the Boros deck is built. We're moving to combat there. A Sky Knight Legionnaire comes down along with the Bomber Core and the whatever the goblin's name is. Someone can help. Someone can feel free to help us out there with whatever that thing is. I'm not sure what that blue card was either. I believe that was the Pongify thing. Rapid hybridization, yeah. So rapid hybridization on the Sky Knight, making it trading it out for a 3/3 creature, but at least it does not have evasion now, and he does not get battalion triggers. So Yin quickly getting Jordan down to 15. Jordan trying his best to stabilize and then eventually mill Yin out. So now we see that is the card, I believe, that blinks. Blinks a creature. Yeah, it's Voidwalk. It ciphers. No, that's not Voidwalk at all. I apologize. I'm afraid this is what's going to happen throughout the day, is that I'm going to be confused by cards. We see another copy of Bomber Cores, and now coming down for Jordan. It's a black creature. It's a train wreck. Train wreck. Couldn't get somebody in here to help me out with this to save my soul. I'm going to find that guy that Jordan just played. All these cards look the same. So, Bomber Cores piling in. 2 triggers that are both hitting Jordan directly prior to damage. So Jordan all the way down to 9. So he trades with the Goblin that gets the +1, +0 whenever a red creature comes into play. Jordan up to 6 mana, but nothing to do with it. There may be a critical flaw in Jordan's deck, as the mill strategy. The mill strategy is not going to help you stabilize. It is a win condition, but in the meantime, you are not dealing with their creatures and you are not adding a board presence of your own. I believe that was the card that... No, that wasn't that. I cannot for the life of me figure out what that black card is. So just 7, does not have 3 creatures, so Battalion doesn't hit. Yin adds to his board state with yet another card I'm unfamiliar with. And Merciless... I'm not sure what that one is called, but I do know that it has a very gory art, the removal spell that Jordan plays, taking out the creature that... and there we have Mind Grind. Mind Grind for 5, so there's 1 land. 2, 3, 4, 5. So not that great, but good enough. If Jordan can land his Consuming Aberration, he will have a giant creature. But, of course, at this point, he is playing against the aggro deck, which does have burn capabilities. These Bomber Cores are going to get in for 2, but if Yin can add another Sky Knight Legionnaire or another haste creature into play, then I think is Anthem effect that gave both of his creatures +2/+2. Jordan dead on board. Yin still had all these. And it looks like Yin has yet another strong Boros pool. Like I told you, Yin is so far 2-0 in pre-release events playing Boros. Did not open the double Firemane Avenger and Aurelia like he did yesterday, but his deck is still in a pretty good spot. I apologize again for not knowing all of these cards. It is difficult to keep up with all of them. I did my best to study the spoiler before time, but it's a big set, and there are a lot of new cards. I played green and red cards yesterday, and none of them necessarily showed up in this game. So we've got Syndic of Ties was the card that Yin played at the end, which is a 2/2 Extort Bear. Seems very good. And that's the one cool thing about these Boros decks, is that they can splash the white Extort creatures, which really add well to the aggressive plan of the Boros Guild. You can pound them early and get your damage in, but then you have that extra reach with Extort once your smaller creatures start getting outclassed. So they're going to run it back here. We do have some time here. I think they're allotted 45 minutes for deck construction. I did not start the clock to start with, but there are only 26 people here today, so it shouldn't be that long. Jordan leads with a Guild Gate, and Yin does not have a 1-drop. Are getting considerable glare in that one spot. We've moved the camera lower to the table so we can see cards better, and as a result of that, like everything, by sacrificing for 1, we have gained glare in another spot. So another 2-drop is Surprise Bomber Core. Yin does have 4 copies of that card, so it should not be surprising that he there's a 3-drop from Jordan. Madcap skills on the Bomber Core, so it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. +3 +0 knocks them down to 16. I had a Madcap skills in my pool yesterday, and I found it to be very good. Again, creature enchantments are kind of a liability, but that one is just so powerful. Even if you only get 1 use out of it, it's still pretty good as a lightning bolt effect. So Jordan plays a creature that mills 2, and he's going to play the Paranoid Delusions and cipher it on his unblockable guy, and it's going to mill 3. So he has got his mill plan in full effect, and now it becomes a race. Yin racing against the 16 life points of Jordan, and Jordan racing against the 30 cards in Yin's deck. So gets in for another 4, plays another Bomber Core. All Bomber Cores all the time from Yin. If you can play a haste creature next turn, he'll be able to start pinging Jordan for 2. We see another come into play mill card creature. And that's the second time Jordan has played that black card, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. So if anybody in the chat wants to help me out with that, I cannot for the life of me figure out what it is in Corpse Blockade. It is a 1/4 defender. Sacrifice another creature. Corpse Blockade gains a death touch until end of turn. So it is a good answer to Yin's board state. It does block fairly well. Something is very funny out there between these two guys. Unfortunately, I'm not part of that joke. It's just like a middle school all over again. But Yin got a handful of cards and nothing much to do with it. He does have, I see, a Sky Knight Legionnaire because the reprint art is about the ugliest thing I've ever seen. He's going to play yet another Bomber Corps and is going to red 1-drop the flyer. What's that red removal spell called? Also in my own pool yesterday, Furious Resistant, no, that's not it. I realized how good Act of Treason is. Always good. Mugging, deal 2 damage to target creature. That creature cannot block. Seems pretty good. Pretty good common for the red deck. So Jordan now getting in for some damage of his own and milling Yin fairly hard. His Mind Grind's not going to be good very good as he is stuck on a 4 lands course. Yin stuck on 3 lands too. There is the Sky Knight Legionnaire. And he's going to serve. He's going to go to combat. Combat is good. Triggers. All of them are going to trade with the creature that had the Mill Cipher card on it. He has to block the Madcap skilled creature with at least 2 creatures. And I'm not sure if this is correct. I did ask the judge yesterday. I don't think Jordan has to actually double block the Madcap skill. Oh no, that's not. That's a different scenario. I was thinking of Ember Beast. Ember Beast cannot block alone, but as long as you declare another blocker, he can still block. It doesn't have to actually block the same creature. And there is the promo card from Dimir, Consuming Aberration, whose power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in Yin the Graveyard, which at this point I think is roughly 1,000, so it should be pretty good. Jordan is in fact at 8, so this game is still not over by any means. Not sure what number is on that die, but I don't think it matters. It is very big. I think that's the Gatecrash promo symbol on one side of that die, so that means that's in the high teens. It should be 18 or 19. So Yin going to try and figure out how he can close this game out. He has a flying Sky Knight Legionnaire. He has 2 triggers from Battalion, so Jordan's life effectively at 4. He needs to find some way of doing the next 4 damage without dying to the crackback from the giant insect creature on Jordan's side of the board. Let's see what the chat has to say. That card, I don't know what it is. He's going to serve in with the Sky Knight Legionnaire. Because of its evasion, he's going to have to leave something back to chump out, because that aberration is just enormous. Mill 3 and Cipher. Jordan deciding where he is going to Cipher it to. It's going to put it on the blue creature. As I frantically try to determine what that white card is that Yin played. That is a Court Street Denizen, a 2/2 creature that whenever a white creature enters the battlefield under his control, he gets to tap a creature down. So if Yin can play a white creature here, he can tap down a blocker and potentially get in for lethal. Jordan trying to figure out how big his creature is. Yin pointing out that it doesn't matter. It's all more than enough. This is actually some pretty interesting game here as Jordan's all-in mill strategy. For those of you just joining us, Jordan has 5 copies of Paranoid Delusions and a Mind Grind to go along with his Consuming Aberration. So that is why he is all in on mill plan. So if Yin can play a white creature, he can tap down the fatty, get in with 2 Battalion triggers and the Sky Knight Legionnaire. There is in fact a gold card, which counts as a white creature. He's going to attack. Attack with everybody. Some kind of trick from Jordan. It is another, it is a black card so that the Consuming Aberration does trigger. And I think he's sacrificing to gain life. Devour Flesh, target player sacrifices a creature. That player gains life equal to the creature's toughness. So Jordan gains 21 life on his Aberration, and Yin has like 3 cards left in his deck. So Jordan might in fact get this one done. That Consuming Aberration is clearly the best promo card in my opinion. It gets out of control very quickly. It is very good by itself. So, can Jordan erase, or can Yin erase? He has 1, 2, 3, 4 cards left in his deck. Most of his land is in the graveyard. So moving to attack, he's going to get 2 triggers off that Bomber Core. I need to look up what that gold card is. I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, I don't know if you're noticing a theme here, which is I'm not familiar with anything. It's actually just very difficult to keep track of all of these, I'll tell you that. So sending with everything, except the gold card that I do not know the name of, that I'm desperately trying to find the name of. I just cannot find it. So, oh, it's the Guild Mage, Sunhome Guild Mage. So he can pay 3 and give all his creatures +1/+0, and he can pay 4. And he is going to, in fact, activate the Sunhome Guild Mage, give all of his creatures +1/+0. So, despite gaining 23 life, give or take, Jordan is, in fact, dead on board. Dead on board, so not sure if there's any blocks that he can find that will not result in him losing this game. There's another land, which means Yin's Firemane Avenger is active should he have it, but it's probably not going to matter. I'm not sure if he's going to need to attack next turn or not. So with battalion triggers, Jordan's life is effectively at 10. Not sure what that hybrid card was that Jordan played. I'm assuming it flies, given the fact that Yin was not very excited about that premise. So Yin's got a lot of bears and 2 bomber cores, and he's trying to figure out how he wants to get in here. It's a Night Veil Spectre. 2/3 flying. Whenever it deals combat damage, that player exiles the top card of his or her library. Then Jordan can play those spells that are exiled. I actually had that card played against me yesterday, and my opponent stole both my land and my key rune. Seemed pretty good. It is a 2/3 for 3. It is 3 hybrid Dimir mana, so a little tough to splash for, as it is 3 color specific, but now the math is getting kind of tricky here. Just a reminder to everyone, this is during the deck building portion. These guys built quickly and are now just playtesting some. So it's going to block going to use the battalion triggers to take out the blocker. He plays his Firemane Avenger post-combat, and it is in fact enough to get Jordan to scoop. So, Yin's deck pretty strong. He did pretty well on just 3 mana. Can only imagine how good it would do on more than 3 mana. Obviously, it doesn't need a ton of mana to survive. Jordan, let's talk about your deck.
What do you think?
I don't know. Here's what I think. I don't know how to play Magic very well, so asking me is not necessarily
What does the stream say?
Well, the stream is not excited about Paranoid Delusions as a card, but the fact that we've talked about before, it's like Tome Scour, it's like Thought Scour, or not Thought Scour, but the Mind Sculpt. If you have 1,000 copies of it, then it becomes much more viable.
Basically what I saw is I have no dudes. Like, my pool had literally no dudes.
I think you might reconsider playing that token thing.
I might, because
the fact that you can make a creature every turn, it does copy their creatures. I know it costs 6, but...
No, I understand. Copying one of their bombs. I felt that even though I lost, I really liked how it synergized together with the Street Owl Dennison and what's his face? The guy that mills too when they come in. But I was really excited to get to Devour Flesh my own guy again, because I did that yesterday, and it's always a play I enjoy doing when people don't expect it. But also gaining 23 life. And milling until they hit a land is kind of fun too.
Yeah, Consuming Aberration is the best card in your deck. It's the best card in all the Dimir decks because it comes with it. Is that Chad? Yes. You guys by Chad? Yeah. So I'll look at the rest of your cards here. I was going to show it on camera here in the studio, but I think we'll watch these guys battle it out. Yin's deck is very good.
Yes.
He has 1,000,000 Bomber Cores.
Those Bomber Cores did work, basically, in the whole deck, because most of my deck is just like two...
So this Voidwalk card exiles a creature and then blinks it back.
Yeah. The idea was, I don't have enough creatures to prevent damage to myself, so if I'm going to go the mill route, I kind of have to stall. And just like preventing, preventing 3 damage or 2 damage one turn that might go lethal, and getting up that extra mill.
Well, it is only a sorcery speed, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it comes back at their next
Hey, bud.
step.
Tacos in here?
Yeah. There are, in fact, tacos in here.
I've never had a Doritos.
Well, half of them are Doritos tacos and half of them are normal, so make sure you get the...
There we go.
You're more than welcome to grab a chair from outside if you would like.
I bring in my burrito if she's going to eat his tacos.
Yes, you can bring in your burrito. I told my lovely wife brought a smooth 12-pack of tacos from Taco Bell for the boys today. As I'm joined now by Jordan Pecchio, who you saw play his Dimir deck on the left-hand side in the previous iteration, and one half of the Wright brother tandem. What the heck is going on out there? Someone's just like remodeling.
I have no idea. Oh, it comes with its own little case.
Yeah, well, you have to have the little sleeve, otherwise you get Doritos dust all over yourself.
I like it because usually their hard tacos like rip when you take one bite.
Yeah, it's I don't like eating hard tacos exclusively because of the mechanics. It's just very awkward. I like a burrito style. I would like all of my food to be in a burrito. If we could just get like I don't know, to get soup in a burrito, I'm on board. Maybe some mashed potatoes. Yeah, just like, that's a good way to encourage kids to eat their vegetables, just put in a burrito. There is actually a place in Morgantown, which is where WVU is, called Black Bear, and it serves a variety of food all in burrito form. So you can get like a Philly cheesesteak burrito, you can get like Italian-based burrito, everything. And they're enormous, like they're as big as the plate.
There's the Black Sheep, I think.
Down in Huntington, yeah, it's the same thing.
I went down there before, and they had, I think they had duck tacos.
Yes. You can get a flock of tacos. That's the 3 tacos is a flock of tacos. You should also go there on Wednesday nights because that's when they have the stand-up comedy nights featuring my buddy Ian Nolte, who has become regional MC. Actually, he hosts most of those shows now. So we've got you're not over here. His Chad. What's Chad's last name? Is it Simpson?
I have no clue. He's playing Borzhov, by the way, and he has a Ghost Council, so that's
so that is well, it is my least favorite term of what is my least favorite Magic slang. That is in fact a thing. We're having some fierce glare today. I don't know what's up.
Yin, the thing that Yin has that I really like is he went all in on like the early drops and stuff, which is what you need as a Wars player. Because like normally like those the Dennison cards or whatever, like the what is it, the red one, the 1-drop.
The one that gets a +1/+0.
Normally unplayable. If you can get it in a deck that you're just gonna storm with your dudes anyways, and you can remove their fatties.
It's unplayable in any other format where you're not playing Battalion.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll try to talk about this. I wanted to talk about the decks. Have as many tacos as you want.
I mean, it doesn't look like anyone else is eating them.
Well, I had 2. My wife had 1.
I know they were tacos after.
You already. Well, no, you walked in with a bag of Taco Bell yourself, so it seemed counterproductive to tell you, hey, when you're done.
1 a.m. last night.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
We were here until about 11 o'clock last night.
Stayed here 10 hours.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I went 3 for 3 in the sealed event, but undefeated in Commander.
It was ridiculous.
Well, it was. Actually, all of our games were ridiculous. There was one game in which I cast Chaos. No, what did I do? I cast Oblation. I somehow tucked your general.
And then he took both of
No,
them.
I tucked one of our opponent's generals, shuffled into his library, and he followed it up by casting Oblation on Jordan's general, then Chaos Warping my general. All in the same turn. So no generals.
I played 4 games EDH, played Mile the first game, made everyone mad, and then got hated up.
That's what happens when you play that deck. Alright, so do you gentlemen know what's going on here? The black card, do you know what it does?
Which black? Shriel Dennison gives Intimidate.
If another black creature comes into play, it gives Intimidate to something. And the other one is a flying Borzhov card with Extort, right? Is it 2/2?
It's actually one of the better Extort creatures, in my opinion. Also, the Screeching Bat. Screeching Bat's #1 pick for me, then that guy, because they're just such a good team together. Also, that's a Viscopa Knight on Yin's side, because Yin's also using the Extort mechanic in his Boros deck.
Yeah, so we talked about that before. Like yesterday, like looking at the results from people who were discussing on the Facebook page, as well as seeing who was at the top tables of our own tournament, like the Borzhov Boros kind of that shard, that Oros, I guess they call that shard. That seemed like the best deck. Was like a really strong Borzhov deck, splashing like red cards for aggressive front end, or more so, it was the really strong Boros deck that had just enough Extort cards for that reach at the end of the game. And you see how good Bomber Core is in like a traditional like beatdown deck, because he can just pick things off. He can blow by the blockers.
Well, I was like, I played Naya something on my first night of pre-release on the midnight, and I had a few Bomber Cores that I just was like, I don't even want them. But after saying that, I'm like, I made it impressed with how they pull out.
What is it called? Viscopa Knight?
Viscopa something. Viscopa. It's a K.
You're wrong. The internet says you're wrong.
The internet says a lot of things.
Well,
Scapa? I don't know.
I've found that the internet's never wrong.
That's what I watched.
That's what you want. Did you invent the internet? You and Al Gore tag teamed it.
Al Gore, he's a myth too.
How many viewers are on?
We got a smooth 112.
Oh, really?
Well, it is a Sunday, and we're not competing with any Star City events. They do not have events on the weekends of the release. And also, Gatecrash is fun, and people like to watch it. We actually have some of our local players who are not making it out today, who are watching as well.
I really like the sealed event of Gatecrash.
We locked the door so we can unlock the door.
Now joined by Garrett Meadows. Garrett, so gentlemen, let's talk about the pools you opened. We saw Jordan build his Demir deck, and we see our first appearance of the Ghost Council, which is, can we, all hyperbole aside, gentlemen, can we agree that that is the best card in this set?
Yes.
Aurelia's Fury is also very good, but like this is just, I don't know, creatures are usually better than spells.
I mean, I've had to explain how underrated the Drain is to a lot of people.
Let me see. I'm gonna go work on my
It's ridiculous.
I gotta go work on my pool because I play this.
Sure.
All right, Jordan. Well, thanks for letting us watch your. We'll have you on camera here later.
I hope you all liked it. It wasn't the worst, like, little, when I mind grind for 4.
Well, that wasn't great, but the second game was very close. I liked when you gained 20 life by sacking your own dude.
It's kind of fun.
All right, so Yin's screwed here. He's not going to be able to beat this Ghost Council thing.
There's no removal for it.
No. Is it a 5/5?
It's a 5/5.
I'm fanning through Jonathan Wright's deck here, off camera, and you're going to do really well, because this is retarded. You have 2 Boros Charms, and a Symbol of the Legion, and a Firemane Angel.
There's an Aurelia hiding in this.
And you have an Aurelia, too? What's that like?
What's it like to be perfect?
I don't know how she's gonna do in
Well, I don't know
that
how taking an extra combat stuff and...
A Symbol of the Legion, Aurelia, 2 Boros Charms. Oh, Merciless Eviction. And the Borzhov Guildmage, and the Borzhov Charm, and the Borzhov Keyrune. Firemane Avenger. There's the second Boros Charm.
What's it like living in heaven?
Grizzly Spectacle. So that is like one of the few ways you can kill the Ghost Council. Yeah, so you run very good on this. So you should do really well. What is that Jordan out there? I don't know. Jordan has stepped back outside to try and get some more playtesting in. I don't know who is taking so long to build their deck. Shouldn't we be starting to play
He
early?
said there was 10 minutes left. No, that's still chat out there.
No,
You mean on the other side?
yeah.
Here we go.
Ready to do this? Excellent. All right, guys. So,
making a speech and then
sure. You're table 1 playing Jordan, and
You won the Demir Mirror match?
Jonathan, you're playing Jonathan Goff at table 5.
Thank you for the tacos.
No problem. Also, help yourself to some tacos, Garrett, if you would like.
Lettuce on them?
Yes. Sorry. That is a standard.
You won the Demir Mirror match?
Oh, I'll figure out who it is.
I thought you did. But that's going to be whoever's off the first consuming aberration.
Yeah, something like that. So while the players pile out of the room, get ready for round 1 action. Looks like we have 15, 14, 28 players. We ended up with 28. I think we have more than 28, but JB, who is a shop manager, has dropped to make it even. They are announcing 5 rounds, it sounds like. I'll let JB make his announcements. I don't know if you guys can hear.
If you have previous cards from another pre-release, those are not to end up in your deck. You are not to trade with friends, anything like that during the tournament. However, everything that you pulled in your pack that is not in your deck is in your sideboard. You can freely change those out at any time. Before the tournament starts, are there any questions? When the tournament starts, if you have a question, yell judge and throw up your hand, and I'll be with you as soon as possible.